Hello everyone, welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Rainbow.
And we are back with part 2 of the post office at the end of the world.
Ooh.
That's right, this is a post office at Port Lockroy, which is on an island really close to the Antarctic Peninsula, right down there at the bottom of the world in Antarctica or by the South Pole, as we also sometimes call it. Now, this is really far away from anything.
There's nothing around it?
I don't think you could fly there.
Oh.
You'd probably have to take a boat to either Argentina or maybe Australia.
Wow.
And then catch a big cruise ship, one of those big holiday boats.
Yeah.
Travel for days.
Wow.
And then you would finally be at Port Lockroy. So it is definitely a remote place, meaning it's far from any other place in the world. It's difficult to get to. Have you ever wanted to travel to one of these famous remote places or remote locations somewhere on the planet?
Yes, I actually really want to see the Northern Lights.
Oh,
Haven't seen them yet. That's either in Iceland or from Canada. You can see it, I think.
Also Norway, I think you can go there. But you're right, you have to go far north where it's very cold, usually quite dark at that time of year. So do you think you will plan this little adventure holiday in the next few years?
I think eventually, yes, because I also really want to go to the ice hotel in Finland, which they build every year from scratch. And it melts in the springtime and it's completely new every year.
Pretty cool. You could definitely combine these two experiences, right? You could definitely find a place to stay in your ice hotel and then at night walk out and look at the Northern Lights. The only problem is it might be a little expensive.
Probably very expensive.
But a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Worth it.
Like going to a post office at the bottom of the planet near the South Pole and hanging out with penguins. Let's find out more about this strange place. A team of 4 people run the Penguin Post Office from November to March. That's summer in Antarctica. Also, the Gentoo penguins gather at that time. The team counts the penguins and gathers information about them. In addition, they welcome the visitors to Port Lockroy. Then they process around 80,000 cards from the visitors. Hello everyone, we are back here at the post office at the end of the world, or down near the South Pole in Antarctica. Now we know that there's a post office here in a little place called Port Lockroy, a former British base. Now we also know that a lot of tourists go there every year. 16,000 tourists visit. And we also know there's probably at least 16,000 penguins living around there. But unlike a Japanese manga or a cute cartoon, no, the penguins do not work in the post office.
Why not?
Stamping your letters or selling you postcards. So here's a really good question. Who chooses to live in this tiny place far away from anything down by the South Pole? There have to be people living and working there, right?
Yeah, I wonder if they're the only people on the island besides tourists.
I don't know.
The article says a team of 4 people run the Penguin Post Office from November to March. So that's just a couple months of a year. I guess the other times it's closed.
That's right. November to March, of course, would be the middle of the summer down there in the South Pole. I guess if they're there in their winter, June, July, August, too cold, too windy, no tourists, no workers needed. But they do need some people there during those busy summer months to run the post office.
Exactly. And in this case, we're not talking about running with our two legs. We're talking about running something like an operation, an office, a post office. That means to make it work. Someone has to go there, someone has to do the job, someone has to clock in, clock out, take the letters, collect packages. To run an operation means to do all the things that it requires to make it happen. So you can say, it's difficult to run a country because there are so many people. And you know, it's probably hard to run a small post office in the middle of nowhere, even if it's in the summer. It's probably still cold, I'm guessing, quite cold.
It's probably cold, plus you're far away from anything, including your family and friends.
Yeah, there's no one.
And there's only 4 people down there. But as we learned, they're only there for a few months. I think it was November through to March. So about 4 months they're down there. That's summer in Antarctica, right? So that's when the cruise ships will be coming through and the tourists will be visiting. And there's another interesting thing going on in those warm summer months. It is the South Pole. Also, it says the Gentoo penguins gather at that time. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The penguins decide to meet their mates, lay their eggs, and have their babies during the summer when the weather is the nicest and the least, cold, windy, and dangerous.
That makes sense. To keep the eggs warm.
Absolutely, yeah. Totally have your babies when the weather is nice. So we also learned that not only do those 4 people run or keep the post office open and working, it says the team counts the penguins and gathers information about them. Interesting. So they kind of have another job of being sort of biologists or people who study animals and learn about them from, watching and doing science.
Yeah, and they have to count the penguins.
How do you count penguins? They all look the same.
I know, right?
To count
again. Goes 1, 2, 3, 4. To take the number of something, the total, that is to count. So I guess they have to keep track of all the penguins and they have to count to see if they're all healthy. Are they still there? Have they died? Are there new baby penguins? Keeping the count of something. So we can also use count as a noun here.
That's right. And of course, as a biologist, as a scientist studying animals, you want to know, are there more animals this year than last year? Are the numbers growing? Are the numbers shrinking or getting smaller? Maybe there's a problem. Maybe there's a disease. They need information about these penguins that they are studying. Scientists deal with information of all kinds, all types. It can all be useful and interesting. So not only how many penguins, how big are they, how much are they eating, how many eggs are they laying compared to last year, all sorts of stuff. Information, data, statistics, facts, things that you can point to and say, that's true, we looked it up, we checked it twice, we can use that information to learn new things and make new discoveries. So there you are, you're working in the post office, keeping the business running, you're counting the penguins, and then a giant boat or a giant ship shows up and all these tourists come pouring off, and then the workers have to switch to another job they have. In addition, they welcome the visitors to Port Lockroy. So they're kind of like tour guides, kind of like hosts, doing things like that, making sure all the tourists have a fun and safe visit. Then it says they process around 80,000 cards from the visitors.
Gosh, that's
Remember?
a lot for 4
bet
people.
A lot of people send postcards and letters from this very strange, remote post office. So when the tourists get back on the boat, they have a mountain of new mail to process and get out on a boat or an airplane or something to many parts of the world.
Yeah, and to process something is to do every single step that is required from beginning to finish. So when we are processing mail, we have to collect it, we have to check the addresses, check the stamps, are they correct? We have to organize them by which country, when do we start sending them? We have to do all of this before the mailman comes to pick it up and send it on its way. There is a step-by-step that follows, and we can say a step-by-step process, which would be a noun in this case. So this word can be a verb or a noun. Oh, it's a lot to do.
That's true, and once all that mail's processed, there are more penguins to count. When does the day end? All right, guys, well, we're going to take a break, and we're halfway through processing this article with you. Let's finish it off when we come back. The team members don't have it easy. They share one bedroom and there's no heat, running water, or internet. Even though life there is hard, the team loves their job at the Penguin Post Office. All right, we are back at Port Lockroy near Antarctica, and we are hanging out with, of course, lots of penguins and just a few people. There are 4 people who work on the former British base at Port Lockroy. They run the post office, they count the penguins, they help the tourists, they process the mail. So they clearly have a lot to do every day. And then you would think, well, after work, they must really enjoy a very comfortable life there, right? Just 4 people, they must have a great place to live. You know, it says the team members don't have it easy. They don't have it easy. Life is difficult and challenging. And that's not just all the work, that's also how they live. Let's learn. It says they share one bedroom. So
4 people in one room.
No private room where you can close the door and change your clothes. It's like living in a university or in a youth hostel or something. They share one bedroom, and there's no heat, no running water or internet. And there's no heat, running water, or internet.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, so there's no email, there's, no YouTube, there's no heat.
You're isolated from
guess they
everybody.
Have to just burn oil or something in heaters.
Yeah.
I don't know where they must have water, but they don't have pipes, so they might have just big bottles of water. It's kind of like a big camping trip or even living in space or something like that. Not a comfortable life at all. And also, you're thousands of miles away from any other people.
I mean, I hope they get paid well.
This is a very strange job.
It's awful. Okay, so there's no heat. That means there are no heaters in the winter time. Well, actually, it's the summer when they work there.
True.
But it's still fairly cold because it's in Antarctica. And heat is that hot air that makes you not cold, which is very important. They can't burn anything. I guess they can make fires to create heat, right?
They must.
They must. Okay, so there's no heating system. As in there's no electricity, there's maybe no coal, but maybe you can burn something.
They must. They must. But it's probably like building a fire with wood or using an old oil stove or something. It's not like press a button and the heater turns on and everything's comfortable. And along with that, they don't have running water. Now, of course, they need water to drink, to cook with, to wash with, but they can't go to a nice bathroom and turn a tap and have water cold or hot come out. No, it would be more like camping. So you might have tubes, a big bucket, maybe a little thing to use as a shower, but not comfortable and not modern and very much, as we say, like camping or traveling around in a bus or a van or, living on the road like that.
Now, apparently, even though it's hard,
yes, it sounds hard.
Everybody is having a good time.
I think certain people might like this. I would hate it.
Just a few months in the year.
But you're all alone, it's fresh, I don't know.
Even though life there is hard, the team loves their job at the Penguin Post Office. I guess they must love penguins.
They must love penguins and not really like other people too much.
Exactly.
So maybe for these people living in a crowded, dirty, noisy city
they would
is really uncomfortable. They don't like, they're kind of people who would, travel by themselves through the mountains or even, as we said, go to space. They like that outdoor, that sort of being away from everyone else.
Feels like family, right?
Exactly.
Must.
And if you ever get lonely, there's penguins everywhere.
Yeah.
Make some friends with the penguins. So if you're ever down in Antarctica, stop by Port Lockroy.
Go say
meet
hi to
the
them.
Interesting people who live there and the many penguins they call their neighbors. Thanks for joining us, guys. Take care of yourselves, each other, and the penguins. And we'll see you back here soon. Bye.
Bye.
A team of 4 people run the Penguin Post Office from November to March. That's summer in Antarctica. Also, the Gentoo penguins gather at that time. The team counts the penguins and gathers information about them. In addition, they welcome the visitors to Port Lockroy. Then they process around 80,000 cards from the visitors. The team members don't have it easy. They share one bedroom and there's no heat, running water, or internet. Even though life there is hard, the team loves their job at the Penguin Post Office.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 run 动词经营，它的3态是 run, ran, run. Emma runs several restaurants in China. Emma 在中国经营好几家餐厅。下一个单字 count 动词计算数。The kids counted out loud from 1 to 10. 孩子们大声地从1数到10。下一个单字 information 名词资料消息。Do you have any information about the bus schedule? 你知道有关公车时刻的资讯吗？最后一个单字 heat 名词暖气设备。Is the heat on? 暖气有开着吗？接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 in addition 此外还有，这是一个副词片语。Addition 是名词，表示附加。我们来看看这个例句。I bought some food at the supermarket. In addition, I got a chocolate cake. 我在超市买了一些食物，此外我还买了一个巧克力蛋糕。下一个文法 have it easy 过着轻松的日子。Easy 在这里是一个形容词，表示舒适的、安逸的。我们来看看这个例句。Students at this school don't have it easy. The teachers assign a lot of homework every day. 这间学校的学生日子过得并不轻松，老师每天出很多作业。Assign 指的是分配、指派。以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Here's how to play. The host will be holding 3 cards. Each card will have 2 sentences containing a secret vocabulary word or phrase that has been replaced by the word bear. The host will read the sentences out loud for the contestants to guess. Whoever guesses first gets a point. The person with the most points wins. And you can play along too.
Hello everyone, my name is Winnie. I'm Matt.
I'm Carolyn.
Let's play Guess the Bear. Okay, so our first one is a noun and it is one word. The old lady has a beautiful bear in her yard. There are all kinds of different flowers in the bear
World.
Plant.
Nope.
Bush.
Nope.
Garden.
Ooh, yeah, you got it, you got it. So the old lady has a beautiful garden in her yard. There are all kinds of different flowers in the garden. Okay, very good. Okay, so second one, it is a verb, one word. When you're in danger, always bear for help. The boy heard his mom bear his name and went home.
Shout.
Nope.
Call.
Oh, you got it. Okay, neck and neck. Okay, this one goes to the winner. Wait. When you're in danger, always call for help. The boy heard his mom call his name and went home. Okay, very good. Okay, last one. Phrase, 2 words. Congratulations on getting first place. I am so bear you. Pete is bear his son for standing up for himself.
Proud of.
Oh, yeah, very good. Congratulations on getting first place. I am so proud of you. Pete is proud of his son for standing up for himself. And I'm sorry to say, Carolyn, but that's the winner.
Was it? That was pretty close.
Yeah, that was very neck and neck over there. But you guys both actually kind of answered at the same time.
Yeah.
But
There
one of
were
you
some ties, I think.
I'd give it a tie.
Okay.